What if I told you that most of your decisions are not really yours? You don't choose what to like, you don't choose what to fear, and sometimes you don't even choose what to believe. The human mind is being influenced every single day, quietly, slowly, and invisibly. Today, you'll learn how dark psychology controls human behavior, how minds are influenced without force, and why most people never realize it's happening. Humans love the idea of free will. We believe we think first, then we decide. But neuroscience reveals something uncomfortable. Your brain makes decisions seconds before you are consciously aware of them. Your conscious mind doesn't decide. It explains. That means many of your choices are reactions shaped by past experiences, emotions, and invisible influence. This is why marketing works. This is why propaganda works. And this is why manipulation is so effective. Control the mind and behavior follows. Humans like to believe they are logical, but psychology proves otherwise. Emotion always comes first. Logic comes later to justify it. Fear, desire, guilt, shame, and validation are the strongest control tools. Dark psychology understands one simple rule. If you trigger emotion, you bypass logic. That's why people argue without facts. That's why fear spreads faster than truth. That's why emotional headlines go viral. An emotional mind is easy to guide. A calm mind is hard to control. Humans are wired to follow others. When unsure, we look at the crowd. This is called social proof. If many people believe something, the brain assumes it must be correct. That's why trends spread. That's why opinions become identities. That's why people defend beliefs they never questioned. Belonging feels safer than truth. Dark psychology exploits this by creating the illusion of popularity, authority, and certainty. And most people follow, not because it's right, but because everyone else is doing it. Your brain trusts what feels familiar, not because it's true, but because it's repeated. This is called the illusory truth effect. When a message is repeated again and again, it feels safer, more normal, and more believable. This is how ideas become beliefs. This is how lies slowly turn into truth. Control doesn't always shout. Sometimes it whispers, over and over again. Here's the most dangerous myth. Only weak or unintelligent people get manipulated. That's false. Intelligent people often get manipulated because they trust their own thinking too much. They rationalize red flags. They overanalyze emotions. They believe they are immune. But manipulation doesn't attack intelligence. It targets emotion and ego. The moment you think, this won't affect me, it already has. Once you understand how the human mind is controlled, you stop being a victim of manipulation. Awareness is not about fear, it's about power. And this channel exists for only one reason: to make you mentally aware in a world full of hidden influence. If you want to understand dark psychology, human behavior, and how the mind really works, welcome to MindSnap Official. Because the more you understand the mind, the harder you are to control.